Right now, India is launching a truly massive public health mission. We're talking about a plan to stop a deadly cancer before it even gets a chance to start. So let's break down exactly how they're going to pull this off. Okay, let's start with a number 123,907. That's how many new cases of cervical cancer are diagnosed in India every single year. But believe it or not, that's only half the story. Because that first number, it leads directly to this one. 77,348. This is the one that really hits home. It's the number of women, mothers, daughters, sisters, who lose their lives to this disease every single year. Let that sink in. A life is lost every 8 minutes. And it's lost to a disease that is, for the most part, preventable. This is the stark reality, the urgency that's fueling the entire mission we're about to explore. So, what's the game plan? Well, first, we'll dive into the full scale of this silent crisis. Then, we'll look at the science that actually gives us a solution. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of India's new Swastha Nari mission and unpack why their single-dose strategy is such a big deal. And finally, we'll look ahead to what this all means for the future. To really get why this new program is such a game changer, you first have to understand the sheer weight of this problem in India. Get this. India has roughly 18% of the world's population, right? But it carries a staggering 21%. That's more than 1/5 of all global deaths from cervical cancer. That's a hugely disproportionate burden, and it's exactly what this new mission is designed to fix. And we're not talking about a disease that only affects older people. For young and middle-aged Indian women, right in the prime of their lives, cervical cancer is the second most common cancer they face. It's a massive public health threat, and it demands action. But here's the twist, and this is probably the most crucial part of this whole story. Despite these devastating numbers, this cancer is almost entirely preventable. Why? Because we know exactly what causes it. So the culprit is a really common virus called HPV. In fact, most sexually active people get it at some point. And you know what? Usually our immune systems just clear it out, no problem. The real danger is when certain high-risk types, especially types 16 and 18, stick around for a long time. Now, this slide is fascinating because it shows you the timeline. The journey from that initial HPV infection to full-blown cancer isn't fast. It can take a decade, sometimes even 20 years. This long fuse, as they call it, creates this huge window of opportunity to step in and prevent the cancer from ever developing in the first place. So how do you stop that fuse from ever being lit? Simple, you vaccinate. And that brings us to the solution, a truly historic national mission. This is a massive turning point. A nationwide program with the goal of protecting 1.15 crore girls, that's 11.5 million girls every single year. It's all part of the Swastha Nari, or Healthy Woman vision. The government is providing the Gardasil vaccine, totally free of charge, specifically to 14-year-old girls, an age where it offers the absolute best protection. And this is why Gardasil was chosen. It's a quadrivalent vaccine. Now, what that means is it targets 4 types of HPV. The 2 most important ones are type 16 and 18, which cause over 80% of cervical cancers in India. Plus, it protects against type 6 and 11, which are the main culprits behind genital warts. So while the national program is using Gardasil, it's pretty interesting to see how it stacks up against other vaccines you might find privately. You've got the Indian-made Cervivac, which is similar, and then Gardasil 9, which covers even more strains. They're all really effective, but just look at those private costs. It really drives home what an incredible value making this vaccine available for free truly is. Okay, so you might be wondering about the schedule. How many shots are we talking about? And that brings us to one of the smartest, most innovative parts of this whole national strategy. And that is a fantastic question. Because for years, if you went to a private clinic, the standard schedule for the HPV vaccine was 2 or maybe even 3 shots, all spread out over 6 months. And this slide lays it out perfectly. While the private market often uses a multi-dose schedule, India's national public health program is built around one thing: a powerful, effective single dose for 14-year-old girls. Now, this isn't some compromise to save money. This is a strategic move, and it's backed by the absolute latest global science. The World Health Organization, along with India's own top immunization experts, have concluded that a single dose gives strong, lasting protection as long as it's given at the right age. So, At the end of the day, the single-dose strategy is just a huge win-win. It's scientifically solid, and it makes a campaign on this colossal scale actually possible. It simplifies all the logistics, makes it way easier to reach more girls since you don't have to worry about follow-up shots, and it's more affordable, which means the program can keep going for years to come.
All right, so let's zoom out for a second and see how this amazing national effort fits into a much, much bigger picture.
This mission plugs India directly into the World Health Organization's global strategy to eliminate cervical cancer. The goal is what they call 90-70-90 by the year 2030. And India's program is a gigantic leap toward hitting that first, absolutely critical target, getting 90% of girls vaccinated.
And India isn't going at this alone. Not at all. It's joining a global movement. Over 160 countries have already brought in HPV vaccination. And guess what? More than 90 of them are also using this super efficient single-dose schedule. This is the new global standard for preventing cancer.
And that really leaves us with this one powerful thought. By focusing on preventing this cancer before it can even begin, by protecting 11.5 million girls every single year, this program isn't just treating a disease. It's aiming to erase it for the next generation. It is a monumental investment in a healthier, cancer-free future for the daughters of India.